Let's talk to Ashley in North Carolina. Hi, Ashley. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show. How can Chris and I help?
Hi, Dave. How are you doing today?
Great. What's up?
So my husband and I, we started renting the property we live at from my father-in-law about 5-6 years ago. And we found out that only the interest payments had been made on it, and it started to be foreclosed on. So 2 years ago, we ended up having a fight for them to renew it, and thankfully they did. So we were going to purchase the property from my father-in-law, but come to find out the property, it's owed more on it than it's worth, so we cannot get it switched into our names. So now we're
Nor would you want
stuck
to.
in this position.
Nor would you want to.
We've put a lot of money into the property, and if
Why?
we had known about you before, then we wouldn't have.
Well, why would you put money in a
But
property you didn't own?
Well, we didn't really understand all the issues that could happen due to that, and now we're realizing it since we started listening to you. And we're kind of stuck here at this point because we put so much money into it. We just wanted to get your opinion on what we could do.
Ashley, how much money did you all put into this thing?
We have put about $15,000 into the renovations, and we've paid off about $10,000 so far.
Okay.
You paid off $10,000 of the 15?
So what's owed on it is $50,000.
No.
We've
No,
paid
stop.
off.
Mm-hmm. What have you paid $10,000 down on the house or on the renovations?
On the line of credit, we paid $10,000 towards that, and we paid $15,000 on renovations because the place needed to be completely renovated.
Who had the line of credit is on the house?
Yes, in my father-in-law's name.
So you paid $10,000 of his debt.
Yes, sir.
And you put $15,000 in addition in, and so the line of credit, the balance on it is what now? 40?
Just about 40. Yes.
Yeah. And what's the house worth today?
The value of it that they have determined, since it has a mobile home on it, is about 36, and 50 was owed on it in total.
So there's 40 plus another 10 owed on it?
What's owed on it is only the 40, but it was 50, but the value is only about 36. But after our renovations, I'm not sure if that value has gone up any.
And you have no idea what he may owe on the land, correct?
Well, that's all together. The land and the home are together. Yes.
My goodness. You all had the intention all along of buying this from the father-in-law. That's why you did the renovations, right?
Yes, that's correct. We didn't know that we were going to run into this.
Is the home you renovated a mobile home?
Yes, we renovated the mobile home.
Okay. How old are you guys?
30 and 26.
And what is your household income?
77.
Okay. This is a real painful thing you've been through. Here you've got but there's multiple problems with the situation. Okay.
Yes.
One is, the big problem is obviously you've been paying down on a property you didn't own, and you've been renovating a property you didn't own. Two is, mobile homes go down in value. They do not go up in value, regardless of what you do to them. And so when you renovate a mobile home, by definition, that's throwing good money after bad. And so were you to buy this for $30,000, it's going to go down in value, not up in value. And so even if you could get a good deal on it, I wouldn't buy it. And so I think you've combined several things here that don't work for you. And so the way you ask yourself the question is, in 10 years, is this going to have been a good decision? And it will have gone down in value, and the answer is no. It would not be a good decision 10 years from now. And that tells us that we don't want to stay in this deal another minute. You actually would be better off renting somewhere than what you're doing right now. So no, you do not buy this, and yes, you've lost the money that you put into it. because you put money into something you didn't own, and you put money into something that's going down in value rather than putting money into something that's going up in value. And I'm sorry. I wish I could give you better news, but there's not a trick. There's not a twist.
Yeah.
There's not a thing we can do that changes things here. And, it's just a bad situation that you guys threw a lot of money at. And it didn't make it better. I'm so sorry. But if I were you, I would move on with my life. Let him sell this property, get what he can get for it. Let him pay his own bills. They're his bills. They're not yours. He now has $40,000 owed on a property that is worth somewhere around $40,000. So maybe he can get out of it even. If you want to sit there and just rent it from him and not pay another dime on anything other than pay rent until you get ready to buy for a year, that's okay. If he wants to sell it now, that's okay. But no, I would not pay it down further, and no, I would not spend another dime on maintenance. I would not spend another dime on renovations. You are a renter. Act like it if you're going to stay. But I'd prefer you just moved on to something else and he can get this sold. So you guys can all put this in your rearview mirror, because the whole process has been mathematically painful.
Yeah. And Dave, that's that going into something with that assumption. You know what happens when you assume.
Yeah.
But you gotta see things clearly, Ashley. And I heard some little ones in the background. For the sake of your family and just moving forward, it might be the best thing. And your husband may struggle with that, but you all having a conversation and looking at this and seeing it for what it is. And Dave, I like that 10-year decision thing, that timeline, because it does require us to look out. And am I doing things to keep me on that path, or am I doing things to derail me? And that's the reality.
Yeah. It's a problem.
It is.
So, and so there's a couple things here that you guys listening can know is, if you're going to do a deal with anyone where you are counting on ownership, do not put money in it until you have the property in your name. So you don't renovate someone else's property. You don't pay down on someone else's property, ever. There is not a condition under which that's a good idea. Ever. The second thing is, mobile homes go down in value. Mathematically, they're a car you sleep in. And they go down in value, just like a car does. And you're not going to win buying them. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.